Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Andrew from CAE examtips.com. Today I'm going to look at part 8 of the Reading and Use of English test. So on the website, I recommend you start by reading the title. Some students don't do that. The title, it says here, Starting Out on Your Career. So that primes us to expect certain types of vocabulary. So maybe this text will be a bit more businessy than some of the other texts. Introduction, are you a graduate trying to plan out the best career path for yourself? We've asked 5 careers consultants to give some tips on how to go about it. So in the exam you would get 5 consultants, 5 little texts. Here I've just got consultant A. And on the left side of the screen, I've got the 10 questions. So in the exam, the first one would be question 47, and the last one is question 56. And I typed them all out so that I can change the colours and stuff like that. But it was about 3 weeks ago when I did that, so I don't remember any of this. I'm only doing the first one to give you an idea of the process that I recommend, not to do the whole activity. Okay, so I think Cambridge recommend you read all the questions first, but I think if you read text A and then go through the questions and then match the ones that you can match, and then text B in the same process, that minimizes how many times you have to read everything. But you should find the method that works best for you. Okay, so I'm going to read text A now, consultant A. A university degree is no guarantee of a job, and job hunting in itself requires a whole set of skills. If you find you are not getting past the first interview, ask yourself what is happening. Is it a failure to communicate, or are there some skills you lack? Once you see patterns emerging, it will help you decide whether the gaps you have identified can be filled relatively easily. If you cannot work out what the mismatch is, get back to the selection panel with more probing questions and find out what you need to do to bring yourself up to the level of qualification that would make you more attractive to them. But be careful to make this sound like a genuine request rather than a challenge or complaint. So typically I would expect 2, 3, or 4 of the 10 sentences to match consultant A. So let's take a look. First one, keep your final objective in mind when you are planning to change jobs. So, final objective, let's underline that. Was there anything about final objective? No. Okay, second one. It takes time to become familiar with the characteristics of the company you have joined. Well, consultant A is talking about the job interview process and doesn't say anything about when you get the job. Yeah, so it can't be that one. Next, you should demonstrate determination. Demonstrate determination. Now I'm looking for a verb like demonstrate, like show. Determination. Was there anything here about determination? Yeah. I mean, I can imagine a lot of students would match 49 with A because it's like going back to the interviewers and saying, can you help me improve? How can I do better? That is a determined characteristic, but it isn't specifically mentioned in the text. So I'm going to say that that's not one of the answers. Make sure your approach for information is positive in tone. Okay, now that sounds familiar. Positive, yeah, where did I see that? So be careful, yeah, this one. Be careful to make this sound like a genuine request rather than a challenge or complaint. So challenge and complaint is negative. Make sure you're being positive. So that's a match. I'll just type it here like that. Maybe no? Yeah, well. Okay, it is not certain that you will be given very much support in your job initially. Again, this is about getting a job. It's not about what happens when you have got a job. So it can't be that one. Stay optimistic in spite of setbacks. So the advice is to stay optimistic. Yeah, the text is optimistic in tone, but I can't remember anything specifically about being optimistic. No, there's nothing there about being optimistic. Again, what some students do is they know how the world is, and they would imagine this text of Consultant A being a positive type of message. So they think, okay, that's positive, it's optimistic, so 52 could be the answer. But we're looking for words in the text that mean stay optimistic. So synonyms of stay, synonyms of optimism. Not only synonyms, but it has to be in the text and not provided by our knowledge or imagination. Promotion isn't the only way to increase your expertise, right? Again, that's about later in your career when you have a job. Ask for information about your shortcomings. Yes. Where was it? Get back to the selection panel with more probing questions. So that's questions is the same as ask. And find out what you need to do to bring yourself up to the level. Yeah. And I'm just thinking now about this word lack here. What are the skills you lack? That's like shortcomings. And what you need to do to bring yourself up to the level. Anyway, one of those links to this shortcomings here. That's I'm 100% sure. So, put an A there and make it highlighted. Next, some information you are given may not give a complete picture. Some information that could be, it seems, that's tricky. So once you see patterns emerging, it will help you decide whether the gaps you have identified. Gaps. But what's this? Some information you are given. What do we know about that? Given by whom? I want to say that's the answer, but I can't find anything specific about information that you are given. So yeah, I can't put A there. It's not a good enough link. Okay, last one. It will be some time before you start giving your employers their money's worth. Again, that's for a later text. So I think there are only two matches from text A. I'm actually just going to go and check so that I don't embarrass myself on the internet. Okay, I'm back, and I've checked, and I was right. There are only two. So it wasn't so difficult because a lot of the questions are about what happens when you have a job, and Consultant A is only about getting getting a job in the job interview process. The one tricky one was this: some information you are given may not give a complete picture. So what I would do is leave that till the end, do all the other ones, and hopefully you'll find in B, C, or D a very strong link to that one. Otherwise, if it's left at the end, you might think it was in Consultant A. But really, the ones we found were very, very, very strong links. Okay, and now that there's only 8 left, when we do Consultant B, it should go faster because we only have to look at the other 8. And then when we go to Consultant C, there will be maybe 6 left. So it gets faster every time, and all the text is fresh in your mind. And by the time you do Consultant D or E, you are very familiar with the questions as well. So I hope that makes sense. Maybe I'll make another one of these videos. Please subscribe and let me know what you think. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.